Who's that guy? Welcome to Roy G. Disc Golf Course here in Austin, Texas, established in 2012. Better known as Roy G. Guerrero. As you can tell, we got some new baskets out here. Just got a new set of Mach X's at what I think is the best course in Austin, and arguably the best in the state of Texas in my mind. If you have a course that you think is better in Texas that you've played, let me know what's your #1 course in Texas. Or if you've never been to Texas to play disc golf, let me know the #1 course in your home state or country. I'm Connor O'Reilly with Team OTB Discs, Cardinal Disc Golf, and Loop Bags. And yeah, let's get straight to the action here. I'm back home for a couple weeks, gearing up hopefully to go across the pond. I'm still waiting on that wait list for Worlds. I'm creeping on up. I'm number 8 right now. And I'm hoping that I squeak my way in, get to go over to compete in my 5th straight World Championships, first Worlds to be held overseas ever. So pretty cool stuff happening in the disc golf world. But until then, I'll be here playing some courses locally, tuning up my game. After that top 20 finish at the Discmania Challenge, I'm hungry to finish the season strong. And I'll also be doing some lessons and playing rounds with people throughout these couple weeks that I am here. So hit me up. You can go check my Instagram or Facebook to see the post I made showing some of my rates and availability for that. But I'd love to work with some of you guys, whether it's a gift for a friend or for yourself, so you can have your game be refined and be the best it ever is. Love to work with you guys, and yeah, hope to see some of you soon. If not, either way, I appreciate y'all watching, and let's check out one of my happy places. Yeah, now the drill. We just gotta throw a couple putters before we let it rip. And that's why, you know, first shot of the day almost guaranteed to be a shank job. Second shot, dialed. See, told you so. Here, Roy G, you get out of the gates with the par 4. There's a great set of long tees and short tees out here. I kind of call the short tees like an advanced setup, long tees the pro setup. Not really a great beginner track in terms of being able to score birdies, but it is, of course, not too hard to find your discs, even though we do have this high grass and all this Turk's cap that's growing up on the sides and all these native plants, to where if you do miss the fairways, you are going to spend a little bit of time looking. But compared to some other courses in Texas, not as stabby, and you probably can get out of here blood free if you play your cards right. I'm going to Athena off the tee here on 1. You got this triple-headed tree out there in the middle past the initial gap. You got to pick a side of that. I like trying to flex it just to the right of that and then gently fade back straight. A couple different approach windows, but I think the straighter you can go off the tee, the bigger the gap is, and I like that straight gap. There's that little bit of flex. Whew. Shaved the right side of the tree. Faded left. That might be a little bit deep, actually, the landing zone. But we should have something from there. So Roy G used to have the old Innova disc catcher baskets. And they were decent, but they did have like an incorrect installation where the bottom ring would get caught on the bolt a lot of times and make the chains like stiffen on you. They usually didn't create too many like spit outs because of that, but I definitely saw some weird reactions out of them that you don't normally see on those baskets. Now we got the brand new DGA Mach X. Let me know in the comments, what's your favorite basket to play on? I don't know, I'm not exactly 100% sold on the Mach X. I think it's a solid basket, especially if you're really firm and hearted in the chains. But some of those like slightly outside putts, they definitely do not like. So it forces you to be an accurate putter, and it forces you to have that pro pace on it. Roy G is definitely a bit of a wildlife sanctuary. I've seen everything from coyotes to turtles, armadillos, deer. You get quite a mix out here. And for all those people who come out here and play with their dog off leash, your dog better be damn well behaved, because I've seen way too many people chasing their dogs around, have their dogs chasing packs of deer. Disturbing the peace, man, disturbing the peace. Or you can just have the dog on a long leash and give him some freedom while allowing the other park goers and the native fauna to continue about their way. Okay, like I said, I pushed it deep here. Now I have this stand of trees in my way. Typically I'd like to be either a little bit more right or a little bit shorter and right, giving me that easy lane in. From here, I think I'm gonna go with a skipping forehand, and I'm gonna play my Opto X stiletto. Faster disc than I need on this 250 foot shot, but it's gonna allow me to hopefully get a big rim skip up onto that elevated green. Love the rock work on the green here on hole 1. It's a great touch. Looking to hit those wood chips, pop that skip. Come on, wood chips. Come on, wood chips. What a choice, man. It's like he knows what he's doing, y'all. That should do for birdie on 1. And that's how you like to start here at the G. There have been a lot of storms, not only with the recent flooding and kind of tragedies that have happened, but before that there was like that microburst storm a couple months ago that did a lot of damage to the trees around here. So you're gonna see a lot of down limbs and stuff throughout the course. Definitely not looking as clean as it does at times, but I know they're working hard to restore everything into the order that they want it to be in. And I'm sure by the time a lot of you players who are interested in that big amateur tournament in ADGT coming to town, everything's going to be looking back in tip-top shape because the Austin scene is great, and we have so many hard-working disc golfers who love the game, so shout out to y'all. One of the biggest downsides in my mind to the DJ baskets is the low visibility. I don't know if you guys can see, it's straight there through the gap here on hole 2, and the lack of a big metallic band across the top definitely makes them quite a bit harder to see. We still haven't gotten the T sign stone in here on hole 2, but it is 322 feet. It's a pseudo dual gap. Kind of choose the gap of the handedness or spin you like. If you're a forehand guy, you'll probably flex it left to that big cottonwood in the middle there above those stairs. If you're a backhand guy, you're gonna wanna play it just to the right, straight at the basket. I'm going MD3 on this shot. Also, if you want some sweet dies, S. Mentini dies, it's in the description below. He does great work right here out of the Austin area. Little low, little turned. And I caught a tree down there through the gap. Should be a long putt. Definitely not quite the release we wanted. I've played Roy a couple times since I've been back in town, but it's always, both rounds have been from the short tee boxes. Actually, all 3 rounds since I've been doing lessons and teaching. And usually those players want to play the shorts because they're getting ready for a tournament or whatever it might be. And like I said, the shorts are still a very advanced course out here, so you really can't go wrong. Both tees are going to present a solid challenge. They might just switch up the disc selection that you take, but usually the hole and the lines play about the same. If you're here in Austin and you have anything to say with the courses, I don't know, something I see in Europe a lot is protecting the key trees. Eventually this cottonwood's gonna get hit by so many discs, it might be at risk of disease or whatever. And so I think building like a little board wall in front of it, putting a couple planks, not too tight to where you're gonna restrict the growth of the tree obviously, but make some planks, kind of protect it from getting hit by trees. I think it's a good idea, especially if we can increase the longevity of these trees around us and keep them alive, as well as keep the course integrity. That last putt from about 5 feet was my first putt of the day, so you know, C2 putt, I think we're ready. A little zealous there, but I'll take a zealous miss over a soft one any day, and a classic case of player B, undefeated, truly. I feel like these rocks here are a great example of how the little details really make your course stand out and look great on camera and make it a little more memorable, especially for those first time players. All right, there's our par here on hole 2. Definitely like this hole a lot. with all the recent flooding in Texas means the Galeniper variety of mosquito is breeding. And if you know anything about those guys, they're the huge ones that pretty much can penetrate a double layer of clothes to get to you. So I'm hoping I can play quick enough today to get minimal bites. That'll be side goal. Main goal, play clean, score birdies. Anytime you can get to double digits down from the longs, you feel great. So that's the main goal. And entertain you guys, actually. That's the supreme goal. For the longest time, the bridge that splits the course here has been out, but they finally are getting close. And I don't know if you can walk on that bridge or not, but there is a bridge there now. The bridge is up. You got the beautiful downtown skyline views. Gotta love Roy G. Guerrero. Hole 3, gotta love it. One of the original holes at 386 feet. It's gonna be either a really long mid-range or fairway turnover shot for me. I'm gonna go with that MD3 since there's quite a bit of ceiling to work with, and I think it holds the shape really well. Lets me throw a full swing here. The wind off the right, pretty common on this hole. All right, that's a great shape. And had just enough height to clear those rocks that step up to the green. Should be C1. Let's go. Came up a little short. Right at circle's edge, maybe just outside. Let's rangefinder confirm. 38 feet. Yeah, my circle is always about 2 paces bigger than it should be. That's why it's nice to have the circles on the ground, which they do out here at some spots. I don't know where the... Oh yeah, there's a whisker right there. Boom. I think having the course dressed with whiskers at all times is great. Helps for legitimizing tournament play. And just makes the player experience that much better. Soft left side. Gotta commit. Especially on these Mach X's. Maybe they named them Mach X because you gotta putt at Mach speed to get the disc in the basket. Is that what it's all about? Hole 4 out here at Roy G is an original tee with a reimagined basket that's now tucked in there to the right. You might even be able to see it in the sunshine down there. The key off the tee is to push it straight for quite a bit, maybe 400 or so feet before you get a little bit of fade off to the left. The further left you go, the more options you have coming into the green. So I'm going Cloudbreaker, hyzer flip. Looking to stretch this one out there pretty good. Oh, you guys, I played that one so high in the air, and gonna be pretty short on the fairway. Might even have to go roller in the green, but good thing we got that all day. Definitely in that range where I could go roller, or I could just throw a big forehand shot. So I'm gonna go back to, actually, you know what? Kind of got a bit of a tailwind off the right a little bit, so I'm gonna try the Wraith on a hyzer flip forehand. Don't throw out much on forehand, but I think it could work out well. Give me some extra distance on this shot. There's that pop-up. Definitely gave me the distance. And even got back to edge to skip. A little bit longer the gap that I meant to hit. But we have a long putt. Par at worst, chance of birdie. That's the name of the game out here at Roy G if you want to play well. If you love nature, it's out here for you at Roy G. Harvester ants doing work on this hot day. Okay, let's be real. If you're playing in Texas during the summer and you don't have a loop bag in your hands, not only for those windy days to read what's happening without ripping out the little tiny bit of grass that we do have growing on our courses, but also to get your grip right, what are you doing? Them CO clover bags I've heard get you extra lucky as well. And I love my magnet clip for just slapping it on and off the bag. Another just outside the circle look here. Make sure to use the legs. Make sure to use the legs. Thought I cashed it. Not gonna lie to y'all. Another hole though, where just that little bit of elevation with the rocks not only adds some challenge, but it adds the aesthetics. And we're all about the aesthetics when they play well. Things is heavy, that's for sure. But out of all the single ring baskets, Mach X might be the best. I gotta say that. Okay, through 4, 1 down, but we've had a bid at the birdie every time, so we're pretty happy with that. Actually, we're not. We want more. We always want more. This used to be original hole 6, and it was my first ever Roy G ace. And for those who've played enough rounds of Roy G, you know they do not give them up easy. 325, dual option, kind of a fake straight gap too, which is really better than it's ever been since some trees in the middle have gone away. But we all know that right side, slight hyzer backhand with the glow pioneer. It's gonna be the one. It's gonna be the one, y'all. If I can fade quick, I think it's too deep, but I mean, that one felt like it had kind of a chance. Nah, putting on the backside, a little more height, a little more hyzer. Might have had a chance at that one timer. Okay, usually if I'm flat on the 9-speed, I'm back here in the Turk's cap, which actually is an edible plant. You can eat all parts of it. The young leaves apparently are kind of like spinach. You can eat the flowers, the nectar. I actually haven't tried it yet myself, but one of these days. Oh, here I am. Just shy of the long stuff. Take my disc flip, because you know it plays as a mini when you're playing Kaji, or even in your weeklies, as long as it ain't sanctioned, right? I think the wind's off the tail. Let's double check with that loop bag, and now we know exactly where it's going. Oh, tried to pop it a little too much with the legs there. I feel like kind of a cramped stance with the tree behind me. Let it get me, let it get me. Time to dial it in. But we've been giving ourselves opportunities, and par misses aren't the worst, as long as we don't give the course any strokes back. That's the main key to keeping your head out here, Roy. Also, once the flower on the Turk's cap has gone, it turns into a little, they call it a Mexican apple apparently. And you know what? Why not try one of the flowers here with you guys for the first time ever? Turk's cap flower, little red guy. See how it is. Very mild. It really has almost no flavor. And not bad. I could see that being a great addition to some salads or something. It almost tastes like a cucumber. That's pretty good, you guys. You know what? We always got to try new stuff here on the channel. And I love teaching. I love this world we live in. And if I can teach you guys about some of the natural edibles around you, find a way for you to tie disc golf into, or you know, make disc golf more attractive for maybe your grandpa, your grandma, your dad or mom who isn't super into it but loves being outside. It's the little things, y'all. It's the little things. Hole 6, original 7, one of the best holes on the course. Dual option from this long box to the left side, so much bigger. I'm gonna go cloud breaker on some forced turn. Try to get it down to the right. We do have a down tree on the left side of the approach, so getting a little bit right is going to be advantageous right now to avoid that. Saw the overturn, but like I said, I was trying to get it a little bit right. And as long as I don't have a tree in my swing, we'll have a chance to birdie. It's right around 100 degrees today, so hydration is going to be huge. I've got a little over 50 ounces in my bag right now. Got my little aluminum bottle I've been reusing. Shout out to Path for creating a nice water bottle that you can reuse. They even have a little spot to put your name with the hashtag refill it on there. I got the body armor powder in here. for the electrolytes. And then my other bottles are straight up water because you got to replenish some of those salts. It really goes a long way to saving yourself, keeping your energy high so you can shred that back nine. I put myself right in the middle of this fairway. Definitely not the perfect spot to be, but it's workable. I'm gonna try a hyzer flip explorer down this left side. See if I can get it to drift right late for me. I would maybe think about a roller, but the branch on the ground is just gonna stop, or the tree I should say, is just gonna stop a good roller. So I'm gonna try to pure it with the explorer, get that late drift out of it. Got the drift a lot earlier than I intended and found the right side coming into the green there. Gonna be a par unless we can make a miracle chip in. These Mustang grapes, while they are a native species, they've been swallowing up the right side of this tree line for years now, and I've been saying that we gotta trim them up, otherwise these trees are gonna die. And now we have all these holes and gaps. There used to just be tall trees all right here. You could barely even see the golf course in the sky. Now the wind cuts through a bit more than it used to, but that's the name of the game. As the course goes on, things are going to change. Life is going to change. So adapt and overcome. Short approach left. I'm going to play a little baby Annie with old orange dreamsicle beat up face. Kind of trying to give that a soft bid, but really just wanted to stay in control, give myself an easy par, and keep chugging along. I gotta say, if you've been thinking about getting a new disc golf bag, Squatch has been great to me this season. They sent me this bag this off season, and it's got to be my favorite bag I've ever worn. Plus, with them having the cheaper price point than Pound, I know if you want to support American-made goods, I'd say, and you have the budget, definitely go with Pound if you can. But if you're looking for half the price with a comparable product, the Squatch bags, they're legendary. They are. You know, well, I started this round with a dry shirt, and I think as we go, you guys are going to see how much of a sweater I am. And that means my body's good at cooling itself off, right? So if you're out here on a day like today and you're not sweating, you need to look at yourself and ask, what can I do better for my body and for my... Here's an up-close look at the Turk's cap. For those of you are wondering if you have it in your area and you want to do a little Google Lens search, there you go. Turk's cap. Or I guess you don't even need to Google Lens it. What am I saying? I already told you what it's called. You're welcome. Hole 8 used to have T signs and now it doesn't have any. I think it's about 350 feet or so from this long box. A little bit of a gentle hyzer that gets some skip at the end. Gotta be aware of the walkers here, so I'm gonna go quick to beat this guy coming in the background. Maintain hyzer. Looking for the skip ace with my cap wrap. This is one I haven't aced out here, but it's asking for it. It really is. This one feels solid. If I can get a good jump. Woo! A little shy, but should be putting in circle 1. If you're out here playing at Roy G and you're not a trained professional like myself, then maybe you wait for that pedestrian to walk past. Disc golf already has enough of a stain on its name. Honestly, not really rightfully so in a lot of cases. But the more we can endear ourselves to the general public, the more players join the game, the more courses we get, the more money allocated to the game, the more the players make at the top level, allowing them to up their level more and more. So win, win, win. My homie's playing hole 6 there. Just let me know that I almost got this one. So, you know, it was close. Had a good skip, a little bit shy. And we found ourselves just outside the circle once again. Throwing good. Not quite great yet, but we're gonna dial it in. Oh, I didn't even lick it, that one. Didn't even lick it on that one, yo. I think I'm being a little too vague with my eyes. I gotta burn the image of the disc entering the basket into my eyes. before I throw my putt and not allow myself to see anything else. Another par. This one's kind of leaning a bit. I'm going to blame that. You know what? Because I can't take blame myself. I'm just a bum. Just kidding. I airballed. This has traditionally always been kind of the first quote-unquote mandatory forehand hole, especially from the long box. The short box has more room because you don't have these 3 trees to beat on the left to swing the backhand. But from the long box, it really feels like for a right-hand player, you got to be well-versed in the forehand to attack this one. The new design has a lot more forehand friendliness, kind of not a 50-50 mix, but it has a lot more of those forehands involved. Maybe 1/3 of the holes are forehand holes, the other 2/3 are backhand, where the original design out here, if you go watch some of my OG videos from back in the day, it was just an elite backhand course and it really helped me become a better player because of it. So I miss it every day, but still a great course. 373. Got to move it about 40 feet right. Cloud breaker. This is a little inside, and I caught one of those last trees before the basket. Had the speed on it. We got another long look. Maybe not even in the circle 2, maybe in that outer third of it. It's been so nice to be able to throw forehand again. I couldn't even throw a 100-foot forehand without pain in my lat muscle first week, or the first day of preserve practice. So I kind of went hard with the lacrosse ball on it, kind of shut the forehand down for about a week or 2. Only threw maybe 3 total at the preserve, and they were all scramble shots. Kind of put in a fuse in my bag to try to throw some more of those turnover touchy backhands when I wanted to throw forehands. And now it's feeling good again, so really nice to have that tool back in my bag when I want it. I used to be thought of as like a forehand guy, and I feel like I kind of just take what the course throws at me now. But if I have options, I'm always going with the backhand because of the longevity and the way you can control the end of the flight a little better. So I highly recommend you guys not only learn your forehand and use it as much as you can, but if you have options, work on that straight backhand. It's the king of the game. And if you want to work on your straight backhand, I specialize in teaching that, so hit me up. Let's get it. Long putt here, maybe 75-footer. We're gonna send it. Stay up, and that line was literally there. I'm not even gonna let player B have a chance. We're beating the mosquitoes so far, and we're gonna continue to do so by moving quickly, not leaving our carbon dioxide signature behind. One of the nice things about the Mach X is you can just like rifle it into the chains and use the catches, but you know, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I'm hitting my rewind because I definitely didn't just take a bogey right there. No way I'm missing that putt normally. That's right, it's my channel. I get to do what I want. And I'm still bogey free in my mind. Truly, I feel it. I know it. You are what you think you are and what you say you are. So talk nice about yourself. Okay, on to the final hole of the front 9. A par 4. Just under 700 feet. You got to play it straight. You can work it to the right and still get approaches into the basket, but I prefer to finish left through this initial gap. You got that leaning branch to get underneath. I'm gonna play my stable nuke. Pop it flat and low, let it skip on that dirt path. Hopefully giving me a short approach. All right, I need the fade now. If I can beat that tree trunk. Nicked it a little bit, so I'm on the path. Lost maybe 50, 80 feet of skip, but we're in the middle and birdie's on the table. Speaking of ways to protect our trees, I feel like with the way this hackberry leans, we almost need to put a post somewhere in here just to support it a little bit so it doesn't end up breaking on us and making this hole so much easier over time. Here we are. You can see the basket right through there. Not sure exactly how far we have into this green, but it doesn't look like that long, maybe about 280. So I'm gonna go with the Justice forehand. I got one tree that I'm really trying to beat just to the outside. Make sure to maintain hyzer. Hopefully I can get a little mild skip. Or you miss inside. choose a good disc and almost go in the basket, giving yourself circle's edge putt. That works too. All right, circle's edge just inside, thanks to these intact whiskers over here. I'm gonna take my little disc flip just so I can get away from this tree a bit. Well, you guys, apparently I can't buy a birdie right now. Well, I scored a birdie on hole 1. Thought it was gonna be a killer round. And the beauty is I haven't bogeyed yet, so I still can have a killer round. Let's just go blank out the back 9. Thanks you guys for joining here for the front 9. Don't forget, if you haven't already, let me know what's your favorite basket that you play on, or have ever played on, and what's the best course here in Texas or in your home state or country. Don't forget to drop it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys. See you next time.